At 69, Dwight Yoakam finally opens up about the full truth behind his long, complex, and deeply influential relationship with Buck Owens, a man who shaped not only his sound but his soul. Born Dwight David Yoakam on October 23, 1956, in Pikeville, Kentucky, and raised in Columbus, Ohio, Yoakam grew up immersed in the music of classic country giants like Buck Owens, Merle Haggard, and Hank Williams, falling in love early with the raw, twang-driven Bakersfield sound defined by Telecaster guitars, emotional honesty, and defiant individuality. That influence became the backbone of his artistry, even when it put him at odds with Nashville in the early 1980s, where his traditional style clashed with the era's polished pop country trends, prompting him to move to Los Angeles. There, among punk and rock musicians who admired his authenticity, Yoakam forged a genre-defying sound that led to his 1986 breakthrough album Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc., instantly establishing him as a major force with songs that sounded both timeless and new. Throughout the late 80s and 90s, albums like Hillbilly Deluxe, Buenos Noches from a Lonely Room, and this time cemented his status as both traditionalist and trailblazer, while his meticulous songwriting and unmistakable nasal twang gave voice to themes of heartache, loneliness, and longing. Alongside his music career, Yoakam proved himself a powerful actor in films like Sling Blade, Panic Room, and Logan Lucky, reinforcing his identity as a storyteller across mediums. His personal life occasionally captured headlines, from a brief, much scrutinized romance with Sharon Stone in 1992, which he insists had no bearing on his music, to a longer, more grounded relationship with Karen Duffy, before eventually finding lasting love with photographer Emily Joyce, whom he married quietly in 2020 during the pandemic and with whom he welcomed a son later that year. An experience Yoakam has described as one of the most meaningful of his life. Yet through all the fame, awards, and reinvention, Buck Owens remained the towering figure at the center of Yoakam's artistic journey. When they first crossed paths in the early 1980s, Owens was wary, unsure if Yoakam was merely imitating him, and their relationship evolved slowly into one defined by mentorship, admiration, rivalry, and tension. Their 1988 duet Streets of Bakersfield became a pivotal moment, restoring Owens to the top of the charts after years of feeling forgotten and solidifying Yoakam as the keeper of the Bakersfield flame. Still, Yoakam admits the bond was never easy, describing Owens as brilliant and funny but also guarded, shaped by loss, betrayal, and the devastating death of Don Rich. Over time, especially during legendary nights at Buck Owens's Crystal Palace, Yoakam came to understand the pain beneath Owens's gruff exterior and the quiet pride he felt watching the music live on. When Owens passed away in 2006, Yoakam lost not just a hero but a friend and mentor, a piece of his own history. Now, looking back on a 6-decade career, Yoakam speaks with clarity and gratitude, saying Buck Owens taught him that music isn't about perfection but honesty, about standing apart and telling the truth even when it hurts. In finally sharing his story, Dwight Yoakam reveals that his connection to Buck Owens was never simple, but it was real, enduring, and filled with respect, a bond that continues to echo in every note he sings.